Hello and welcome to the Gamers Table. It is Monday and we're reviewing
Dragonriders. They take something that's supposed to be fast, exciting, and fun, and slow it down.
In this fantasy board game, the players take the roles of mages. Each mage mounts his dragon and dirty, and takes to the skies to compete against other mages in a flying dragon race. Of course, with mages, magic is always along for the ride, and these mages will use their magic both to aid their own cause and hinder others. The winner, as in any race, is the first dragon to cross the finish line.
Sure. So there's the frames, and then there's the stack of 15 double-sided tiles.
Your magic cards are the spells that your mage can cast. Like your fireballs and lassos and shields.
And your start position cards would tell you how many cards you get, what your starting speed is, how much energy you start with.
Dragon figures and round dragon speedio dials. One thing I have to mention right off the bat, while these things are really nice dragon sculpts, they're done in really brittle plastic. And they're packed in a bag and put in the same part of the box as this big stack of heavy cardboard tiles. Heavy cardboard tiles, brittle plastic. Do you know what comes next?
Snap, crackle, and
4 of these 6 dragon figures I had to glue back together.
And probably the key thing is the measurement things depend on how fast your dragon is going.
And your debilitatus cards, which is, I guess, when you run into walls and stuff or the edge of the track, you're going to end up getting slowed down and hurt.
And we got a set of dice. We got some magic trap tokens, and we got some energy tokens, and of course, the rule book. You start out by building the frame with the pieces that Chris has there. It's if you build it to the full size, it will incorporate 5 by 3 tiles, which means 15, which is all of the tiles. We haven't checked to see if you could leave out the middles and make a smaller one, but you can always just make your map tiles as large or small of a racetrack as you want.
To me, racing and board games don't really go well together.
Everyone is handed out a start position card randomly. I guess you just shuffle them up and hand them out.
Yeah. Well, depending on the number of people you're playing.
Yeah, they all got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's up to 6 people you can play with. And once you've handed those cards out to the appropriate numbers out to the players, the person who's in first will go to the furthest starting position on the track there. They will take 1 card, they set their speed on their dial to 500, and they take 2 energy. Say the second one would be take 2 cards, set your speed to 400 and take 2 energy. Third position, take 2 cards, start at 400 and take 3 energy. And then it goes up to 4, 5, and 6 as well. So
this is the 4 start. There is a 6 start as well that has obviously 6 spaces on it. Yes. Go figure. And for your first turn, you do the card. So you move the speed that they give you, and after that, these cards go away, and then for the rest of the game, it's whoever's in front goes first, and after that, down the line. And that makes sense after you start doing this game because it gets really crowded. So if the guys in last place were going first, you'd be mashing all the models together.
You'd be bumping into everybody and taking
you need to go that way.
And you'd be all over the track and crashes.
So that your turn is broken up in 3 things. First thing you do is you choose what speed you want to go at. You can vary it by 300, either up or down from whatever speed you were at last round. Then you have the option to play one of your cards. You play it face down. Whether you actually get to use it or not, it's gone.
Yeah.
And then the actual where you move and use the card.
Or use the card and then move, depending on which card you
Depending on the card, yes.
Yeah, it says on the little icons on the card tell you which order everything goes in.
The cards are very clear. I do like that, though we did look at the rule book a lot.
Where the card is implemented is clear, but just having a picture and writing in Latin what it is, not so clear.
Yeah.
But you get to, there's not too many of them. You do get to use or get used to which ones they are and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's only maybe 10 different cards.
Yeah, like the magic energy one there. You can fire it either in front of you or behind you, and you play that. You move first, and then you play the card, and then you steal 1 energy from the target if you manage to hit them, if they're within the range. And there are varying ranges for some of the magic.
Again,
like the fireball.
Yes. The different
Like a fireball, what is it?
They're different.
You
had a 400
and
one.
800.
Chris had an 8. I had a couple 600s.
The thing I like about the little measuring thing is they got different arc on how you can maneuver your dragon. So on the 300, there's a lot more playroom how you can adjust the angle of your dragon on either end.
Where little on the
as opposed to the 800, which is the fastest one you can go. There's
You're
like
not
no wiggle.
much.
Yeah, there's like next to no wiggle room. There's maybe a millimeter or two on either side if you hold it straight. So, yeah, that makes sense, though. The faster you go, the less maneuverability you're going to have.
And then you have more issues that are the borders here. You can never bump into the border. If your dragon ends up touching the border, that's an energy loss. You bumped into it, you're going to slow down some. If your flight path, when you're lining it up, hits the border, bammo! You smack head first into the wall, you take 2 energy damage, you drop down to 100 speed, your dragon goes, blah! And if you lose more energy than you have, you take one of these Debilitatis cards, which gets rid of all your spells, knock them right out of your head, you get 2 energy back, but your max speed is 500. How do we get rid of that?
You end your miniature in an energy thing. And the energy things are placed very awkwardly on the board.
Okay.
You got to go out of your way to get the energy.
And they're all close to the wall. They're all dangerous to go to.
Exactly.
And if you happen to, your path crosses these symbols here, that's when you pick up another spell card, which you can have a maximum of 4.
And the spell cards, like it tells you to lay down one of these distance markers on there for the distance of like say the, what do you call it, the fireball or something. There's 3 different lengths. If any of those happen to cross one of the boundary lines when you're trying to hit your target, then the spell does not hit the target at all.
It's a very, very tight racing game. And what we've experienced is the position you start is the same position you'll end.
It seems to be, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. It could depend on the luck of what you're drawn and of whether you're able to actually hit the opponent. And, of course, taking chances. If you've got energy, you might just want to try flying through 1 or 2 of those mines, whatever they're actually called, down. Lay them down. Or, you might get a little paranoid. So the guy's got 2 cards in his hand there. He's playing one of them. Geez, how close should I get to him? I don't know. Could be a mine but it might just be the fireballs that fire forward or the shield. It's not going to matter too much.
Or he might just be bluffing and not play it at all. Just put it out there to get people
Chris
to back off.
He did a couple bluffs, but
well, I had the cards that were useless. I was in the lead. I'll just throw it. Maybe he'll think I'm going to put mines down and he'll stay back.
Yeah. So there are 2 spells that play it at different times during it, but both of them allow you to sort of lasso or hook into the dragon in front of you and pull yourself up right behind them to catch up. Yeah. The problem is they have a limited range. And if you're not within range, it doesn't work. And if you're trying to hit him and it crosses one of the darn lines, didn't hit him. Again, it didn't work. We have never managed to get one of those to work. We've tried it many times.
Yeah, it's the obligatory alliance, and I think it was the Magic Lasso. And the obligatory alliance, you play that as soon as everyone's chosen their speed and chosen their cards they want to play, then as soon as that target opponent goes to move, before he actually moves, you'll play that obligatory what did I call it again? Obligatory alliance card. And that will, once they're finished their movement, you'll put your dragon right up behind theirs. But you won't get your movement after that, because that is
you
your
say
movement.
hello like a dog.
Yeah, and the Magic Lasso, I think that one plays after you've moved, and if it's the target's within range, that's when you kind of haul yourself up in behind.
And there are also a couple bluff cards that allow you to add or take speed away from what you've put on your dial. You put out 500 and you've got a card down there and everybody's like, he's going to hit the wall. Nope, I've got a minus 300 card here. I'm actually going 200. I didn't hit the wall.
Yeah,
or that might be handy.
I had a plus 300 there.
Someone's ahead of you. Maybe he's going to put mines down. Okay, I'll slow down and let someone else run into them.
Yeah. There is some strategy to this. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it boils down to the cards. Like being in the lead and having, the
mines,
the magic trap is really nasty. You drop down 3 of these along your path. They're numbered from 0 to 2, but no one wants to hit them. They will waste their time and try to go around it, because taking 2 hits of energy is pretty nasty in this game.
Yeah, because if you already have one of these cards and you can't pay in energy when you hit something and you're forced to take another one, that's it. Your dragon is completely out of the race. You out. Player elimination. Goodbye. Your dragon.
Which honestly isn't that bad. Because then you can go play another game.
Wrapping up for Dragonriders. The theme: you are riding dragons around a racetrack, flying and flinging spells at people. While it's a little fiddly, I mean, that's what you're doing, and the theme sort of holds with it. And the pieces look nice if they don't get smashed during the transit.
It's fiddly because it's miniatures.
Yeah. Easy to play. The rulebook could be a little less overly verbose. I mean, everything is in there, but they seem to over-explain sometimes, and it's like, what? And then some other times they don't explain everything, like, you move this dragon the same. The same as what? And fun to play. Unfortunately, like Chris said, and Ken said too, so I'll jump on the bandwagon and say it, the guy who's in first generally stays in first, and you can't catch him. It's sort of like, once you're dealt your first card there, okay, we can put it away now, we know who's going to win. I give Dragonriders a 6.5.
The theme? Fantastic dragons in a race with mages and spells, exciting. This is slow, moving the miniatures very carefully. Let's get the thing out. Oh, you touched it too much. Oh, sorry, move it. It's fiddly, it's slow. It's not a whole lot of fun, especially when there's no passing. There's no race. It's just kind of like a parade. We start there, we end there, we stay in the same order. There's some strategy going along with the cards, and when you place it, you want to place it around a nice bend and make it really difficult for the opponents. But beyond that, it takes the exciting theme and makes it slow and boring. I give Dragonriders a 6.
So that's it for this episode of the Gamers Table. Tune in next week for another episode where we review another game.
Because that's what we do.
So remember to click the like button and the share button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And subscribe to us on Google+, and follow us on Twitter, and then you'll know whenever an episode comes out.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you gave your number at the start. So that's it for this.